Hey everybody, it's your boy, Yazzie TCG, and we're back for another Vanguard video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be kind of post-commentating a match I had with a friend of mine using Magnolia Mass. I was using the new Evil Eye deck, because I think it looks cool. I think it looks sick. Simply, these matches were fun. These matches were very fun. And by very fun, I mean very painful. At least for me. My deck, I simply don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in this fucking game. Or in these two games. Because we were going to do best out of 3 before I got absolutely cock-slammed. Like, Magnolia took me by the throat and said, "You finna die, boy. You ain't living. I'm me now. I got that jet black drip. Die!" He did all that shit. The best thing I can say about the Magnolia deck is that realistically, you only really need one Dragon Tree marker. I remember a lot of people, including like some of my friends, they were like, "Oh my god, like getting the triple markers, 6 attacks from the bat, 6 attacks. Oh, dog, all you really need is one marker, and you're hitting off the bat. You're hitting it off because like it's a plus 15 marker, pretty fucking nuts." Now, I'm not gonna lie, there are some misplays that I did in this match myself, along with bricking. That was, like, the majority of the problem. Like, I was bricking a decent amount of shit. Like, there was one turn on, like, when I rode to the grade 2 on the ride deck, like, I called down the Dragon Tree guy, like, the Dragon Tree generator. And I swing at the rear. I swing at, like, the Goldigo or the goat. The goat that goes to soul at the beginning of the turn if there's already another copy in there. Which fucked me because I didn't know that shit activated from the drop zone. I thought that was anything. So that's one less damage that I could have dealt. Even though against this deck, I don't know if you want to give it too much damage because like the more damage you give them, the more, basically the more tree markers they can make, and the more tree markers they can make, the fucking more shit you have to deal with. One also thing is fucking Jesus Christ, is goddamn Mr. Shark Habitat a fucking house. That is like pretty much what like like what I can see also out my opponent. The fact that order card is nuts, and the fact that this Orga ride line is also just pretty good. I know in my video I made a deck with the Magnolia ride line. But that's simply because, like, whenever I'm doing that shit, I like to start with the base ride line and then playing a couple games. If I don't like it, then we move on. We try different ride lines. Like, I don't want to be that guy and create excuses for why, like, I lost games. Like, I think the Magnolia deck is just better than the Ominagruzio deck. I don't even know how you say it properly. I know I'm doing this in post-commentary, but I can't be fucking bothered to look up the fucking name of it. I can't be bothered. I think it looks cool. It's a problem I already have with some dumb decks, that they clearly exist just to be masked. Like, if you look at the grade 3, he doesn't do jack shit when he's not masked. It was a thing of, like, I was already misplaying. I gave my opponent advantage with the goat. I fucking, like, my hand was like just infinite copies of the Ominagruzio grade 3s, and then like the one really pushed the grade 1 that this deck has. It's Gungan Ram that counts for 2 for his effects. Insane. One thing with this game, with these two games, because basically what happens in this game is pretty much what happens in game fucking 2, is I did not see Misery Wing. Now, I played a couple more games off recording. I'm like, I got my ass beat twice. I'm going to take a break from the deck and go play some L. And then in the later game, when I did draw Misery Wing, which is a hell of a card, the deck flowed a lot better. It's a thing of, like, this deck is extremely bricky, while I feel like Magnolia Mass is pretty much the opposite. Like, not only do you have, like, not only can you run Mr. Shark Habitat to make sure you see your pieces, you have the actual math, the Dragon Tree guys, the Dragon Tree marker generators. Those motherfuckers search for the math, which search for Magnolia, which means more P rides, and just the fact that you can get the masked persona ride and have Cyril give it to the back. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. The gold to go counting as basically being tight like fucking Inlet Pulse in a deck where you can also run Inlet Pulse. Like, you can get away with running Inlet Pulse in this deck just fine. As soon as you have one one Dragon Tree marker, 4 attacks does not become an issue. And really the sad thing is that this is also the problem in Game 2. Game 2 is even worse. Game 2, I think there was a point in time where my hand was literally like 3 copies of like either the mask or the normal version. And I think like it just went by horribly as well. And it's a thing of like, also I kind of did forget to mention last game, technically was cited by OT, because if you didn't get OT and it would have been a regular card, maybe I wouldn't have completely dog walked. Maybe I would have had like an extra turn or 2. But even then, like still the amount of shit that he had was just like insane. And my hand just didn't have the guard value to keep up with it. Like, one thing I thought the deck would have a problem with, the Magnolia deck, would be that its rear guards really kind of don't do shit. Like, they're just Dragon Tree marker generators and, like, maybe the occasional Serral. But after noticing it's just, like, giving plus 15 off rip and then 25 off to the Persona Ride bonus to anything is pretty good. It's good enough, like, realistically, especially since guarding in Overdress is so much more harder than all the other formats because, like, for whatever reason, they're just like, yeah, we don't like shields. We're gonna fuck you, bro. You want a 10k shield? Bend over, motherfucker. Bend over. There's also a problem with the goddamn Ominagruzio, the stupid. Goddamn, I'm not gonna say it right. The evil. I'm just gonna call it Evil Eye. I'm just gonna call it Evil Eye because I'm gonna keep fucking it up. But that's also one problem I'm seeing, because like if you can somehow like survive like a couple a turn or 2, you essentially get to the point where like they have all the triggers gotten rid of. So it's like your numbers aren't gonna go up. Like, yeah, you still draw, and like yeah, you still heal. Like their effects are still there, but it's like, son of a bitch, dude. Like if they have all 4, you might as well be like, okay, you basically like the first 2 turns, if like depending on what triggers you're running, because some decks for a fact, you know, they just won't run fronts. Like some decks will not run front. Like Greedon, I don't think ever will run fronts. Like, unless you're, like, that desperate for a 20k shield, like, or, you know, maybe, like, a deck like Gandeva. I know Gandeva would run fronts because he already naturally gets a crit. It's like some decks, if you hit you can just ignore other certain type of triggers and just go in, like, start getting, because as soon as, like, the funny meme play that everyone's talking about is binding the OT. Bind the OT, and then it's like, all right, not even the OT can save you. Like, not even the OT can save you. No, there's... None of that bullshit. None of that bullshit. But it's just, again, it's very like a reason I didn't kind of want to go through with posting these games is simply because it just shows the deck in such a bad way, and I don't think the deck is that bad. Like, bricking happens, all that shit happens. I like it just does. I don't want to like be too molding about it. I don't want to be too sad about it, but it happens. Like the best thing I can say is like just try to make sure that Misery Wing is in your opening hand. That card is a how. Like protect Misery Wing and you'll be fine. One interesting thing that I thought about running in this deck was instead of the Goemon's Gungan Rams, but after more testing, the Goemon is pretty nice to have, especially like when you don't have 2 of them. When you don't have 2 of them, when you don't have the Ruin Collector, the grade 1 that counts for 2, sucking in a Gungan Ram and a Dragon Tree generator that's not attacking, pretty good. Like, Garter Strikes are pretty nice. I mean, that's how you win games. Other than that, I would say Magnolia Mass performed way better than I thought it would. Like, I thought the deck was going to be nice. I thought the deck was going to be, like, a little spicy, but, like, not this good. To be fair, again, coming from a perspective from somebody who bricked not once, but twice, you know, any deck is good. Like, shit, we'll bust away Eugene if your opponent bricks twice and does squat. Anyway, with that being said, I don't really have anything more to add, so I don't know. I don't know if the game's still going to be going on while this ending part is going, but yeah. If you guys enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe. You know, do all the good little YouTube stuff. And honestly, comment down other matchups that you might like to see. Who knows? They might get like the post commentary traction, or they might get real recording. Because I feel like I'm bad at this. Anyway, until next time, remember to keep it twisted. It's been Yazzie TCG, and we're signing out.